Hello, everyone. This is detailed information in regards to the DCP, the Distinguished Club Program. My name is Teresa Banks, DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster, and a lot of you know me as Terry, my nickname. Today, I'm going to cover the items listed here briefly on this agenda. They're entitled as the definition, recognition, participation, goals, and tracking. In regards to the definition as described by Toastmasters International, the DCP is an annual Toastmasters International program that runs from July 1st through June 30th, designed to measure the health and success of clubs. It consists of 10 goals that clubs must achieve, which focus on education, membership growth, leadership development, and communication. Qualify for DCP recognition by Toastmasters International, clubs must meet specific membership requirements and achieve a certain number of goals. The program aims to enhance the member experience and ensure that clubs maintain a high standard of excellence. Under the area of recognition, how specifically this works in regards to achieving goals and membership counts and levels is that when a club achieves 5 of the 10 DCP goals and they have either 20 members or more, or if they started the Toastmasters year on July 1st with less than 20 members, but before the end of June 30th, they have grown their club to include 3 more members. The club will be listed and identified by Toastmasters as a distinguished club. If they've achieved 7 goals and they have either 20 members or less than 20 members from July 1st, the start of the Toastmasters year, but they show a growth of 5 by the end of June 30th, they'll be named as a select distinguished club. If they have 9 goals achieved and 20 members, they'll be known as the President's Distinguished Club. And then, last but not least, if they achieve all 10 of the DCP goals and they have 25 members by the end of the Toastmasters year on June 30th, they will be considered a Smedley Distinguished Toastmasters Club. Now, please keep in mind that in addition to achieving the goals that are numbered here and the membership count, clubs are required by September 30th of every Toastmasters year to finish up something and submit called the Club Success Plan. The president will work alongside club officers to make sure it's crafted and submitted on time. Under the area of participation, that's where each of us steps up to make sure that the club as a whole can reach its DCP goals. Well, as members, we do that by working through our levels and pathways. And if we're club officers, doing our club officer assignments. When we do this, when we work on ourselves by way of Toastmasters, we are helping the club reach its individual DCP goals toward credit. Now, in addition to working the pathways levels, we can do a number of other things under the distinguished Toastmaster list that you see here on the right-hand side. We can work through the different paths that are associated to Toastmasters International's pathways. We can serve as a club officer. We can take on leadership roles and other things that you see listed there. Now, let's take our club officers, for example. They're not only working on pathways levels, but they are working towards their distinguished Toastmaster level by also being a club officer. They need to serve at least 6 months twice or a full Toastmasters year in order to be recognized as having done the club officer position by Toastmasters International. When we reach the distinguished Toastmaster level, meaning we've done all of the things you see pictured on the right-hand side, Toastmasters International, free of charge, will send to us by mail directly to our homes a plaque similar to the one that you see pictured here. Will also be recognized by our district. They will give us a free medallion in reaching the DTM level and a ceremony where others in the district will be able to congratulate us and participate in our success as well. Now, as for me, a lot of you know I've been a member of Toastmasters since April 1st, 1999, and there is always still something for me to do. First and foremost, I have already completed the DTM level. That's why I carry DTM behind my name. Well, guess what? I'm currently working on wrapping up my second DTM level. I've done everything that you see highlighted with that green box. I have one more thing to do to finish mentoring the Southland Regional Toastmasters Club. I'll be done with that on May 24th. After I'm done and I've submitted the request to be recognized as a completed mentor, I can then submit a request to Toastmasters International to be stamped as DTM2, meaning I've completed my second DTM. But hey, things don't stop there. I'm already working on my third DTM level. I have already finished an entire path and pathways. I'm working on a second path, and I really just have one more thing to do within that path, and then I will be done with two paths. Now, something to keep in mind, you see it lists there that you can complete those different items for your DTM at any time. Actually, with the DTM project, and we can talk about that later, you would have to complete two levels and pathways before Toastmasters International will give you access to the DTM project. But again, we can talk about that later, but I did want to point that out within this chart. The chart states that you can work on anything that's in that box that you see there on the far right-hand side at any time. But again, I'm just giving you clarification. You actually cannot go straight to the DTM project unless you have finished two levels and pathways all the way through first. Now, moving right along, what are these goals? I keep mentioning that there are 10 goals that make up the DCP program. You see all 10 of the goals here. You can read them yourself one by one, but basically they talk about the educational levels that we need to complete. Again, as members, they talk about growing the club's membership, training that club officers must do, and then some other tasks there toward the bottom that usually the secretary takes care of or other members in submitting their dues on time. Now, with tracking, we actually are tracked throughout the course of the Toastmasters year on how well we're doing and growing our club and our membership count, whether or not we have submitted our club success plan, and how we're doing on meeting each of those 10 goals. In the upper right-hand corner within the PowerPoint document you will receive of this recording, you will be able to just click where it says club status to see it anytime during the Toastmasters year, which runs again from July 1st until June 30th, to see where the club stands in reaching its DCP status. The three bullet points that are listed there on the right-hand side show you the exact instructions on how to get to the area that you'll be clicking on that says club status. And this report again is updated throughout the Toastmasters year. I talked about the club success plan that by the end of September it must be submitted, and that is done electronically online. This is all about accountability. And in a nutshell, what this plan says is, okay, club, you have 10 DCP goals that you need to accomplish. Who's going to do what? We know, for example, club officers have to do the goals of being trained twice a year. And when we have four or more club officers trained twice a year, then we will get the goal points that make up the DCP for that. But some of the other things we are accountable for, like completing different levels and pathways. And so at the start of the Toastmasters year, when our club president and our club officers come to us and they say, hey, what are you going to do to help the club by completing something that is actually helping yourself as well, you'll be able to say, well, I'm going to wrap up my level one, or I'm going to wrap up a level two, or I'm going to wrap up a level one and a level two by the end of June 30th. So you want to be ready for your commitment planning. Go ahead and start thinking about it actually right now. And then when our officers are ready to talk to us about it, we will be ready with a response. Now, as I look to wrap up, I want to remind everyone that Toastmasters is all about improving our speaking, listening, and our leadership skills. We can attend free hybrid training that occurs throughout the Toastmasters year. We can also attend hybrid that are in person, also contests. Those are free of charge, but keep in mind with the contests, they kick off as hybrid contests, but often, as they look to proceed, as someone advances, if they win first place and when they win first place, they then turn into in person contests. So that's something to be mindful of. We do have paid and hybrid training that we can participate in, and conferences that we can participate in as well. Our participation by way of Toastmasters International membership always equates to growth. Be mindful when you come to meetings, you are not to sit there and to watch, you are to participate. And the more you participate, especially by delivering speeches at the club, the more that you truly will improve your speaking, listening, and leadership skills. All the best to you, fellow Toastmaster, and get ready to help the club reach its DCP goals as you reach your personal goals. Thank you for listening.